Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome. It is Wednesday already, the middle of the week. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I am so glad you're joining me today because maybe we can make some sense out of things that are going on. I've got so many thoughts going through my mind these days. It's just kind of crazy. I had to take some time out this morning and just get outside and enjoy these last few days of nice weather. Because I know fall is rapidly approaching here in northern Colorado. So I want to share this with you because it's always wonderful to connect to nature. And here's my little moment today. Still getting a ton of raspberries on my raspberry bush. I cleaned this thing off already. Once this year, twice, I think I did. And now we're getting a fresh batch of raspberries. So nice big jar there full. There's probably, I sent my son out there to go pick the rest of them because there was so many there. So yeah, probably I would say maybe 6 more jars and I'll probably make some jam or something. But aren't they beautiful? I wish you could smell them. Because just walking by the raspberry bush today, I was like, wow, it is so fragrant. And I just had to stop and take it in the chaos of the world. You'll lose yourself if you don't. So make sure you find a way to connect to nature today. Today's daily topic I want to talk about, this is what I'm thinking about, you guys. I'm thinking about this all the time, is how have we lost the thread on who we are this much? You know, like, is America so captured that it's beyond being able to come back to the people's will, to American culture? I just, I know well, we'll get into it today. We really will for the daily topic because I think it's super important. You're going to help me. Hopefully we can help each other sift through some of this stuff that's going on because I think it has a common theme. And I think the common theme is that we need to get back to our values and to who we really want to be as a country. We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about some crazy stories that nobody's talking about. Did you know there's an article in Breitbart today that an autism and vaccine scientist was arrested for allegedly stealing $1 million from the CDC. So we'll be talking about that. That's just a little thing, There's also CDC committee hearings going on right now. Those are very interesting. I'm going to tie them in a little bit to our daily topic because I think it's very relevant to what I'm talking about, how we've lost our priorities. And then Ted Cruz seems to be, I don't know, I guess Ted Cruz picked the AI card because he's talking about this a lot. This is not the first time I've heard Ted talking about this, how we really got to get into the AI race quick and win the AI race because China. I don't know. That just doesn't sit with me very well because I think this is a pivotal point. And oh my gosh, that's an understatement, right? I mean, we are at a human changing point when it comes to artificial intelligence. So yeah, I get the whole, we're in a race for it and all that, but also we want to live, right? The human race wants to continue. We'd like to live on. So these types of things, it's not just all about being first. And Ted, poses the argument, oh, we have to be first. Anyway, we'll get into that. Our health topic today is what to eat over 40. I know I talk a lot about insulin resistance. I talk about a lot about nutrition and whatnot, but things do change right around 40. And so why do they change? We're going to talk about it. And then, of course, what you can do about it. I hope you hear me on this topic, on this health topic, because there's still so many people kind of sifting around trying to figure out, what do I do? And how did I get here? How did I get, extra 30, 40 pounds? How did this happen? And I tried this and I tried that. And, I've tried all these things and I've tried everything. But I'm willing to bet you haven't tried what I have to offer today. So stay tuned and make sure that you catch today's health topic in the second hour. And of course, we have a naturally inspired moment for you as well. But let's get started because I have a ton of clips for you today. And the reason why I brought so many clips with me today is because I need to process this. I see all this stuff and I'm like, wow, this is kind of, the whole thing is underlying because we don't have a good grasp on our values anymore. We just don't. We don't have a good grasp on our values because we've been taught that our values are toxic, that we're bad, that somehow America is terrible and we don't have a right to our culture and therefore we don't have a right to our values. And that's why I feel like we're spinning out of control, is because we've been shamed out of being American. We're going to have to reclaim it. Let me make something very, very clear. The American people are not the American government. In fact, the Canadian people are not the Canadian government. Israeli people are not the Israeli government. You see what I'm saying here? These countries are run like corporations. They're run like big business. And people, and let me tell you, there are bad people. Oh, yes, there are bad people. They come in every color. They come in every color. Bad people come in every color, shape, size, citizenship. It doesn't matter. There are bad people who can be tempted to, accept power, actually chase power, I guess is a better word. They chase monetary fulfillment, right? They're always trying to get rich because that comes obviously with power and status and all that stuff. Like we all know there's people like this out here. No need to categorize them into, different categories. I think we can just say there are really crappy people in the world that, do crappy things. And especially when they are, negotiating from a business standpoint. So, couple things. I told you there is a CDC hearing going on right now, right? Because Susan Monarez has been fired, rightfully so. Seems like she kind of tried to portray herself as somebody she wasn't. She broke the trust of Secretary Kennedy, HHS Secretary Kennedy. And, I think she was plant. I think they tried to weasel her in there, corporations, industry, and it didn't work out very well. Let's go to that first clip. This is part of the hearings today.
Dozens of lawyers that you could hire to help you through this process. Why Mark Zaid?
Look, the moments, the hours after I had been terminated, I was concerned in a number of different facets associated with my termination. One of the things that I wanted to make sure I did was have clarity of understanding of what had transpired and what would I.
You don't seem naive at all. You have to know that Mark Zaid is a leading opponent of President Trump, notorious for his online activity that is very anti-Trump. He was heavily involved in President Trump's first impeachment. Why did you hire a guy like that, of all the thousands of attorneys? And furthermore, he advised his clients to leave the country after President Trump won the 2024 election. Why would you hire a guy like that?
So I actually was not aware of any of those details associated with Mark.
Right, he's right behind you. You brought him with you today. Notorious for his anti-Trump activity and involvement, and you hired that guy.
Yeah, so I was seeking some critical counsel to be able to help me make sure that I was understanding and aware of everything that had transpired and preparing for what might be next, including this committee hearing.
Oh, Susan. Susan is either cognitively challenged. That's a nice way of saying it, you know. She's, cognitively challenged, or she's a liar, having wiggled her way in to administration that she had no intention of executing the mission on. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I want to remind you, last night was our Tuesday night weekly wellness workshop. It was a great one. We talked about the quality of air inside your house and why that's important. I wonder, Jason, you should put up that link for our bundle that we put together for clean, green, clean. I hate to use the word green, but non-toxic. I guess that's a better word. Non-toxic cleaning products. I put a bundle together with all the different products because this is a big burden of toxicity, the cleaners and the things that you use in your house. So we talked about quality of air inside your house when it comes to plastics, when it comes to cleaners, when it comes to all of that stuff. It's a toxic burden on your body. And so it's not about eliminating all toxins in your life, but it is about lessening the burden. So you can do that when you make a simple swap over to better, non-toxic cleaning products. So we offer that, of course, a naturally inspired store. You can get to our line of products that we recommend and promote. And right now we're giving away a special gift. So when you make the purchase of all the cleaning products, I'm going to send you a little gift here from our office. And it's a few of these wonderful dryer balls. Have you tried these? These are great. They're incredible. It's like a cotton ball, or sometimes they get made out of alpaca or llama wool. And you just put a little essential oils on them, throw them in the dryer. You don't need to use those toxic dryer sheets any longer. So I'm giving those to you as a gift when you make a purchase with Naturally Inspired. And then, of course, once you make a purchase with Naturally Inspired, you're able to join us on the weekly wellness workshop, which we had last night. So it truly is a community. And the way we make change is when we change what we're doing. So important, because today I'm talking about America. Is America captured? I believe it is. And let me tell you, I've written down all the ways that I think it's captured. This lady here, she portrayed herself, just think about this. She portrayed herself like she was a candidate for this position, knowing the goals and the actions that make America healthy again, what was aimed at achieving, right? So Secretary Kennedy came and joined Trump. They came together. Maha, we're sick of this. We're sick of the state of our health in this country, and we want to do something different about it. This woman, she's wasting your money, right? Because we hired her. So we paid her. You're wasting our time and you're wasting our money by lying to us and pretending that you had all good intentions to serve the will of the American people. Well, we now know that was a complete lie. She had no intention of that. So this is one way that we are captured. Political capture, right? This nasty game of politics. Like if your side didn't win, you didn't win. And that is under the will of the people. And so you know what? If you want to continue to make a difference and try to advocate for your ideas, then you need to do that from the private sector. You need to do that. Go start a business. Don't set yourself up to be some kind of incel inside the administration. Like, I am so tired of this. The BS, time wasting. Oh, yeah, really? You're really Maha. She's not. She's a liar. And now we got to go through all this big song and dance. I'm going to grill you. Let's get on with it. Liar, you're out. Let's move on. Everything is so painfully slow. This is not the will of the people. We wanted stuff done swiftly. We don't have time to waste, especially when it comes to our health. So number one, is America captured? Well, yeah, we're politically captured with this kind of garbage. Next up, we're under industry capture. Take a listen to this clip.
The CDC is the cause of vaccine hesitancy, that you are the problem, that because of COVID and your forcing these vaccines on people that weren't ever really proven or justified, that the benefits didn't outweigh the risk, and you all sat there with your hands in your pockets and you let that happen. And then you let this hepatitis vaccine be at 1 day of age, be forced upon everybody. And all of a sudden, the moms and the grandmas never trust you because you're trying to force a vaccine that's not necessary at day one. If you're going into nursing school, medical school, absolutely, you should consider that hepatitis vaccine. But basically what the CDC does is act like a mandate. And you force doctors that don't agree with you to kick patients out of their clinics because they don't want their child to be exposed to a vaccine that was approved after just like 140 patients took it, being followed up for 5 days. It just makes no sense to me that every person needs every vaccine. Is completely contrary to Secretary Kennedy's philosophy and the mission of the president.
That's industry capture. Why? Why would the CDC do that? Why would well, you know why? Because the CDC has another little arm on it. It's called the CDC Foundation, and you can donate to the CDC Foundation. And the CDC needs money because they have thousands of employees and they run programs and they're a monster, you know? They're just a monster. And you got to keep feeding the monster. It's just like the WHO. We heard from one of the directors of the WHO back in COVID, a Chinese lady, and she said, I can't run this without donations. I'm thinking that's exactly what goes on with the CDC. They can't keep their little operations funded unless they get money from donors through the CDC Foundation, the nonprofit arm. So what we have here, why would they do that? Well, not only that, but industry bought their building, which we played yesterday, or maybe it was Monday. The very headquarters of the CDC, one of their buildings, was purchased by Coca-Cola. And, there's so many other things. Pharmaceutical companies, that sponsor things, sponsor event. There's just so much overlap here that makes it very difficult for the CDC to actually function in the best interests of people. The best health interests of people. That's what they were supposed to do. They lost that. I don't know if they ever had that mandate. Honestly, right out the gate, what did they do? Right? They got into bed with industry. Let them buy their building, let them go out and start advocating for, killing mosquitoes and spreading chemicals and mass vaccination, all tied back to industry, right? So another way. And it doesn't stop there. It goes on and on and on. And I'm going to show you some more ways that we're captured. How do we walk all of this back? It feels overwhelming, especially coming out of a mass traumatic event like Charlie Kirk's assassination. Live on Twitter, right? Pretty much. Took a few minutes for it to hit social media. How do we walk it back? I think we can. And I think it starts with you and I. And your neighbor. And your neighbor's friend. And your other family, I'll tell you how when we come back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. I'm so glad you're here.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty. They're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit c60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
You guys, I just love our cellular reset. I'm getting texts all the time. Kevin was just telling us yesterday, I think in the chat here, that he's been taking the cellular reset and he has noticed improved energy and a lot of other great benefits. And he can't figure out anything else that he's changed. I love how the human brain works, and mine works the same way. You know, I start taking something and I think, is that working? No, I don't think it's working. That's always the first sign. And then, you know, a few days later, is that working? I'm not sure, because I feel like I have maybe, do I have another energy? Or maybe that was just I got a good night's sleep or something. It takes you, because we're skeptical by nature, you know? And so, but I think it's also twofold. It's that we're skeptical by nature, but also we're kind of used to a pharmaceutical model where when you take a pharmaceutical product, you know, it stops your pain right away. It's supposed to work like right away. And that's not the way nutrition works. Nutrition, I liken to, like, say you have a deficiency, right? You have a deficiency. You got this hole in the ground, okay? Your deficiency, your nutrient deficiency is like a hole in the ground. And when you start taking nutrition, powerful nutrition, like the cellular reset, it's like you're filling it in shovel by shovel every day. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, until the hole's filled. So it happens slowly, you know? And so our brains we're not used to that type of outcome. We're used to more dramatic, instant gratification types of outcome, especially because of social media and just the convenient world that we live in today. So it takes us a little while to kind of like, oh yeah, okay. But that's how we get sick as well. And, you know, chronic illness, it doesn't happen overnight. It's the opposite. It's digging a hole, pushing the dirt out every day, shovel by shovel. And so that is how you get back to homeostasis as well. One shovel at a time, you know? And that's the cellular reset. It definitely works that way. Here, story after story after story. So shout out to Kevin, who's getting great results. And thank you for sharing that with us. If you want to try the cellular reset, just go to naturallyinspiredstore.com, click on it, and get yours ordered today. Okay, back to the capture of America. How many different ways? We have political capture, you know, we have we have these other issues as well, though. And one of them is the fact that, you know, higher institutions are captured. Higher institutions are captured. Let me tell you, science is funded. This is, I have interviewed now hundreds of people and people that have worked, you know, with Fauci at one point in their careers. They worked with him. He was a colleague of theirs. And in that little science group, right, every industry, you know, whatever area field you're in, there's always a culture within that. You know, real estate agents have a culture. Scientists have a culture. And let me tell you, I got a good look inside science culture by sitting down and talking to some of these scientists for hours. And what they told me was that if you're getting positions like the CDC, if you're getting a Nobel Prize or whatever, we know who you are. You're not really interested in science. You're interested in being famous. You're interested in money. You're interested in notoriety. And that's very well known in the science community. In fact, David Rasnick, who I always bring up because he's still one of my favorite interviews, he told me, you know, he started out as a young scientist. He really wanted to make a difference in the field of cancer. But he quickly realized that it wasn't about doing science. It was about making products. And scientists don't make products. Technicians make products. And so this is just yet another way that America is captured. Here she is proving it right here. This is our CDC director that was recently fired.
I believe I was fired on August 27th.
Okay, what day was the first time you seeked counsel? Not retained, seeked counsel.
I don't recall.
We can get those records, so maybe you should recall them, because I think you might have an honesty issue here that we want to point out. So, what day was it that you spoke to the attorneys first time?
It was on or before the day I was fired.
No, that's when you retained them. You already testified to that. When did you speak to them?
Again, it was on or before the day I was fired.
So you retained them the first time you spoke to them?
I believe that I retained them the first time I spoke to them.
Was you let go in the middle of the night? Was you let go in the middle of the day?
I believe.
Now, I know the answer to this, so let's be honest here.
I believe I received. I believe I received an email from the White House indicating that my services were no longer needed.
What time was that?
Sometime in the afternoon, sometime in the evening.
Late evening, late afternoon, late evening.
Probably.
And so you got hold of the attorneys late at night?
I'm sorry, what?
You got hold of the attorneys after business hours to retain them?
I don't recall.
I think you do.
I really.
I think you don't recall. You don't recall retaining your attorneys.
I don't recall the specific time or day that I returned them.
See, I still think you have an honest issue, because it wasn't that long ago. And I think I could recall when I hired an attorney. And I could definitely recall the time I did it. Now, let's when did you remove the political appointees from the floor that you work on?
Again, I did not. I moved some political appointees in.
You should be mad. This woman has wasted our time. She has stolen taxpayer money by, she's a liar. She knew she had no intention of following through with the mandate that the American people voted for. She had no intention of serving Secretary of HHS Bobby Kennedy. Nope. All this is political tactics. And oh my gosh, I am so tired of it. So tired of it. It's not about science. This woman didn't work her way up because she was such a fantastic scientist. No, she worked her way into this because she plays the game. She's got a nice little story too. I looked up her story and it's just so romantic, you know. She was raised on a dairy farm, and the dairy farm, her dad had to become a police officer because the dairy farm had an outbreak. It's just all so convenient. You know what I mean? The dairy farm had an outbreak and darn it, they lost their dairy farm. And then her dad had to go become a cop. And then ta-da! She's the CDC director of infectious disease. Are you buying any of this? Because I'm not, you know, and I'm just so over it. I am so over it. Here's another way. Max Blumenthal was on Alex Jones today. He's exposing yet another person that seems to have infiltrated on the American people's will. Take a listen.
Going back to what I was telling you before the break, John Ratcliffe, when he was isolated with Donald Trump to basically feed Donald Trump Mossad talking points, including about phony, fabricated WMD propaganda about the Houthis about to get a nuclear weapon from Iran if he didn't strike. He was isolated by Susie Wiles, the chief of staff. And who is Susie Wiles? Subsequent to my report at the Gray Zone citing a inside White House source, a Trump official, we learned that Susie Wiles had actually went to Israel to work for Benjamin Netanyahu on his 2020 re-election campaign. How crazy is that? America first, and your chief of staff literally worked for a foreign leader? What's going on here? I mean, that's what we're unmasking, is the biggest foreign influence infiltration operation in American history that is basically taking control of an administration that says it's America first and is taking us to a very dangerous place. And everybody's concerned about it, including on the left, on the right, and we're also concerned about where we're being taken in this country.
You guys, I don't care. I don't care what country it is, okay? We have so many problems here in our own country. 76% of Americans have a chronic disease right now. 76%. Okay? We have children that can't even, young people that can't even serve in the military because they're not healthy enough. We have an epidemic of mental disease issues. Obesity. We have corporate capture. Like, I can't, there's so much. Why are we concerning ourselves? Why are we using taxpayer money to send officials over to other countries to serve them in their political campaigns? You know why? Because everything's a negotiation. We are captured at every turn. It doesn't stop there. Culturally, who are we anymore? Who are we? We need to figure it out, and we need to get back there. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Stay tuned. Your Naturally Inspired moment is next.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
Book your free 30-minute assessment with me. You can do it over at naturalinspiredstore.com. Get on my calendar. We'll spend 30 minutes together. We'll go over nutrition. We'll go over environmental exposure. We'll go over movement. We look at all the things that might be causing you to not get the health results that you really are looking for. So it takes, 30 minutes. Sometimes we go a little longer, I'll admit. I enjoy spending time with you. I enjoy connecting with you. Together, really, truly, this is how we shape culture, is when we start doing things differently. And sometimes it just feels overwhelming. You don't know where to start. And so just sitting down with someone and getting a plan together is a great place to start. And then, of course, getting into a supportive community like Naturally Inspired helps you along your way. It's a different model, a different model to achieve optimum health, but it's working. I get texts all the time. Someone's down 8 pounds, someone's down 5 pounds, somebody's, feeling like they have so much more energy. Workouts are better. Like, there's all kinds of stuff that comes in all the time. You do need a little support for sure, but you can find it here at Naturally Inspired. So go to naturalinspiredstore.com today and book your first 30-minute free assessment. For today's Naturally Inspired moment, we've been talking about all this capture, and I'm calling for a return to American culture. Yeah. I'm calling for a return to American values, a return to American culture. We have allowed ourselves to be pulled away. And so that starts with us, though. It starts with each individual. It starts with taking personal responsibility for the results that we have in our life. So talking about a return to values, what are the components of a fulfilled life? What is the measure of that? I think it's different for everybody, but I do think there's a foundation. There's a foundation, a formula, if you will, that you can kind of follow, because, it's easy to get off track when our priorities aren't set properly. And in American culture, We've been hoodwinked, that stuff is a measure of a successful, fulfilled life, right? Money is a measure of a successful, fulfilled life. And we'll do anything to get it. We'll do jobs we hate. We have a dream as a child, and then, you can't do that. And then somehow you end up digging ditches or, doing something that you have no interest to. I see it all the time. I see kids that go to college for one thing. They change 4 or 5 times while they're in college, trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. They get out, they don't do any of it. This is a problem. We are chasing the wrong priority because I think we don't have enough faith in ourselves. We don't have enough belief in ourselves that we can actually do what we want to do and keep ourselves alive and raise a family and do all the other things that we want to do. So we compromise. And when we compromise, we give up more than just that dream. We give up our will to really be engaged in life, to be excited for the things that we're doing. And then you get really lost. You don't even know how you got there. This is a story that happens to many, many people. And I'm telling you, it's because there is no clear adherence to your belief and value system. So what are the components of a fulfilled life? Well, top of the list is purpose. Now that purpose can look different for everybody, right? But knowing why you get up in the morning gives meaning to every action. Without it, even success feels empty. And funny enough, I saw a clip last night. I don't know if you know the band, but it's the Smashing Pumpkins, I believe. And the lead singer is Billy Corgan. He was on Bill Maher, and he was talking about his, massive success with his band through the 90s and whatnot, playing to auditoriums, 60,000 people, just this huge success. And he thought he had dreamt of that his whole life, like that was what he wanted to do. But as he realized what it meant, what the music business was really all about, he realized that that wasn't his dream at all. That after he became a father, there was actually nothing more fulfilling than serving those children, serving that family, and being there and supporting other human beings. And maybe that may sound like, oh yeah, whatever, I've heard that before. But the tone of his voice and his conviction, I really believed him. A lot of these things that we strive for aren't real. We have this Hollywood fictional story in our head of how it's going to be, and it's not that way. How about being able to play music, write music, perform music, touch other people with your music, no matter what? Does it really matter how many people or where you're doing it? It only matters because that's the fakeness of it, that it's all beautiful. Well, you hear about how all these musicians get taken advantage of too. I don't think it's as pretty as they lead us to believe that it is. So purpose. Number 2, connection. Relationships with family, friends, and community. It creates belonging and support, and it reminds us we're not alone. Very important. A lot of successful people burned a lot of relationships to get there. Not saying everybody, but it definitely is a thing. Growth, challenging yourself to learn, adapt, and improve keeps life fresh and prevents stagnation. And yes, even the painful stuff. Right? Like if you're really growing, let's be honest with each other. If you are really stretching and growing yourself, it is totally painful. It ain't fun. Growing's not fun in the moment. But if you're not growing, you're going to get bored. You're going to get bored. You're going to get distracted. You're going to do things that are really just distracting you, not fulfilling you. When you're really engaged in life, there is pain involved because you're having to grow, and growing is painful. So you have to get used to it, and actually embrace it like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. I don't want to do this, or I said that and I did this, and oh, I could just cringe about this or that. Yep, you're growing. You're growing. And that's part of the excitement of life. Number 4, contribution. Giving your time, your talents, or resources to something bigger than yourself creates deep satisfaction. You have to feel like your life is making a difference to be fulfilled. And again, that looks different for everybody, And of course, number 5 is health. A strong body, a clear mind. It fuels everything else. So when you care for your health, fulfillment has a foundation. And I guess I probably should have flipped those, because really, health should be number 1. You can't enjoy any of the other stuff when you don't have health. So you are worth working on your health. It should be your number 1 priority. If you're in a hole right now, I want to offer you a rope. If you're in a hole, take the rope. You can listen to this show every day and take a little piece of something away and start implementing and change it all around. I don't know, in a day. Because once you start making changes, you're already on the road to better results. So fulfillment, a fulfilled life isn't about chasing more. It's about nurturing these habits, these 5 components daily: purpose, connection, growth, contribution, your health. A little bit every day over a long period of time. And take an audit. That dream might not be what you think it is. Stay tuned, everybody. Hour 2 is coming up.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the simple radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back. You want to tune in tomorrow and make sure you catch Bob Greska is going to be on with me tomorrow. C60, Greska C60. It's great to protect yourself from all of the different toxins we're exposed to each and every day. You can order yours today at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. You can use promo code Tammy for a very special discount on your favorite C60. That's Greska C60. Welcome back to the second hour of Naturally Inspired Radio. We've been talking about the capture of America, all the different ways we have been captured. And I'm calling for, American people to get back to basics, really declare our values, because we have been led astray by so many different things. We've talked about political capture, just the nastiness of politics. I mean, I just don't ever remember it being this nasty until Trump, right? Until we had somebody not willing to play the game exactly how they were told to play it, right? And outside, that right there shows you, how much of a capture we were. It was like WWF wrestling politics, this storyline, like, oh, left versus right, but really not, and then enter Trump. And now they've had to propagandize so heavily, and the rate of information that gets pumped out, the garbage. Like, American people just want to live their lives. Most of us want safe streets for our kids. We want good places to get educated so that we can do good things with our life, live with a purpose, live a fulfilled life. And all of this crap just swirling around all the time. It's not helping any young people get any closer to their dreams. It does the opposite. And so I think collectively, if we can come together, especially Gen X, I'm calling on you, because you're in a space now, our kids are getting older and we don't have little ones at home anymore. It's time to start having the difficult conversations. If you haven't already, it is time. It is time to reclaim your vocabulary. It is time to put people in their place when they try to push you into a virtual, wacky world of stuff that does not exist. Okay? Because that's how we're going to get to a place. And I know it's not going to be perfect. There's always going to be corruption because, like I said at the beginning of the show, there are bad people in the world, right? They can be tempted. They're greedy. I mean, everybody, right? Nobody's perfect. We all have bad things about us. But I mean, if we can adhere to a foundation of American culture, like this is our values, this is what we agree on, like this is how we're going to live. And most of us are going to live this way. And yes, we'll always have people that live on the fringes. But as long as we have these values and we adhere to them, we're going to be able to keep our country in one piece. Right now, I don't even know where we're at in some of these things. I mean, we've let our kids get away from us in a large part. And the reason why I say that is because, I don't know. Have you heard of this guy, Destiny? Have you heard of this guy? This just blows my freaking mind all the time when I see these social media influencers with their millions of followers. And then I look at who they are, their values, their principles, it's like astonishing to me how this is happening. I saw the most disgusting video this morning when I was looking for stories to cover for you today. I think it just added to my mood about what is going on here? There's this young, pretty girl, and she's just, she's got a hoodie on, and I don't even know what are you trying to convey here? right? Like, very like, I don't know, hood talk, I guess you could say. Like, it's just like, form your words, form your words properly. Okay. There's like slurring going on. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, okay, what is this? What am I watching here? She goes on to tell this story about how, basically she dates guys all the time. And it's only because she wants their money. And she's no shame about it. This guy asked me out. I don't want anything to do with him. I just felt like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't even want to go on this date, but I'm going to go on this date because, I got asked out. I even text my BFF, and my BFF said, you just go on the date, man. And so we go on this date, and let me tell you, this guy, like, I don't like him at all. He's not my type. He's not this or whatever. This guy spends $500 on me, takes me to the most beautiful spa, blah, blah, blah. And all I can think in my head is, who raised this pig? Who raised this disgusting pig? And I feel sorry for my son out there in the trenches trying to connect with a real decent human being. And I feel lucky for my daughter because whoever ends up being her first boyfriend, like, you better be something special, because she wasn't raised that way. She doesn't even like, yay, Target. I found these shorts for $5 at Target. That's how my kid was raised. So this is all foreign to me. Goes out, this poor kid spends $500 on this thing who is just completely consumed by this culture of materialism and, like, I don't know what. I don't even know what that is. All the highlights, all the hair, the nails, all that stuff, that's probably $5,000 worth of, putting that together. Probably doesn't even have a job. I like, how did we get here? How did we get here of this? I don't have to do anything. I just got to look hot. And apparently men should serve me and take me all these places and spend their money on me because I'm hot. Then we have the other side of the spectrum here. I want to play this clip because this guy, I think he has, when I checked, he's like got close to 1 million followers. His videos get hundreds of thousands of views. And he rose up to somewhat of fame or social influence because he plays video games. Do you know this guy? Destiny? Check this out.
If it turns out to have been somebody with a leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk, would you condemn that?
I won't condemn anything until the president of the United States can go on air and say, all of us need to calm down.
That's when Kasparian jumped in and things got a bit chaotic.
Why is your behavior contingent on Donald Trump?
I'm insane right now.
Why is your behavior contingent on Donald Trump?
Let me ask a question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the
Destiny.
You have a huge audience of young men who listen to everything you have to say. So when it doesn't matter. You have a huge audience.
Destiny also.
So, he claims he's a YouTuber, right? He's a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber. But yeah, you know what? Why are we giving this guy a platform? This is not a way to sort anything out. 5 people on that panel and screaming at each other, for ratings, because apparently that kind of chaos gets ratings, but we're not having really any good conversations here. I don't know anything about Destiny, and I don't want to, presume anything at all. But I think there are wiser voices available to us. Just a rudimentary search of this guy, watching a few of his clips or whatever. I know there are wiser voices that we could be platforming that will help us solve this problem that we have in our country, because we have a problem. We have a cultural problem. We don't know who we are anymore. And if we don't figure it out fast, we're going to lose it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I had no idea my birth control was behind so many of the symptoms I was dealing with. Tammy helped me uncover the connection, and once I made the change, everything started improving. That was from Brittany in Boulder. There's a lot of things, that we just consider being completely and totally safe, never causing us any kind of side effects or what have you. And then it shows up years later, and we can't make the correlation because we're told everything's safe and effective, everything's fine. But yeah, some of these things, they do alter your body, right? They alter your body, and there are side effects to them. And I'm not here to take away anything from anybody, but I am here to bring you some informed consent. And so sometimes that happens when I meet with people. We go through all the things and I say, have you read this paper? Have you looked at this article? Have you ever heard this? And people are shocked. They had no clue, no idea that what they were taking every day was actually poisoning them and creating sickness. That's what happens when you get into the Naturally Inspired community. So book your free 30-minute assessment with me. Go to naturallyinspiredstore.com and get on my calendar. And we can have a nice chat and get into the Naturally Inspired community and turn everything around. You can achieve your optimum health. Go to naturallyinspiredstore.com and you can find where you can book that assessment today. One more thing I want to talk about, so it's almost like a whole generation has just looked the other way, and just kind of let this sickness brew. And I've seen it. Okay, I'm going to speak anecdotally here. I have seen parents my age have kids, or near the same age as I do. They send their kids off to school. They send their kids off to college or what have you. And that kid actually comes back and changes the culture in that family, changes the way those parents think. And it's mind-boggling to me. It's like, I don't know. Is this soft parenting? What happened here? Because it's like, it's a mind virus. It's a social contagion mind virus that's being transferred into the family. And it's infiltrating the parents. The parents grew up with a certain set of values and, they talk a certain way and they do things a certain way. And then all of a sudden, the indoctrinated children come back to the family and they say, oh, you can't say that and you can't do this and that's not what we do now. And you're terrible. You're racist. You're misogynistic. All this vocabulary, right? And that has slowly eroded away at our American values. And the thing about it is that it's all kind of fake. Yes, there are, bad things that happen in the world. There are toxic people, for sure. There's, but that's not everybody. And in fact, it's not the majority. The majority is most people are pretty decent. They just want to live their lives. They want a safe place to live. They want, like I said, good education. Like we can agree on a lot of things. But somehow in the virtual world, we're being guided in a way that we don't want the same things. And everything is exploited. It's capture. You understand? The people up above. It's not the people on the left. It's not the people on the right. It's the people up above, pulling all the strings, the globalists. And it continues to go on and on. Somebody like Destiny, being platformed, millions apparently of young men listen to this guy. And all I could ever find is this high-pitched screeching coming from this guy, with the cult-like agenda. Climate change, all that stuff, all the stuff. Okay. And here's another thing, I want to share this clip of Candace Owens from her show. I think it was yesterday. This cancel culture stuff, right? Once you get into a place where you have big money, then it's weaponized. And that's what Candace is kind of hashing out right now, right? The controllers of the billionaires of the world that are applying pressure and weaponizing their billions. Take a listen to this. This is Candace Owens.
To sue you. They threaten to smear you, to libel you. All of us, collectively, the globe, we're tired of you guys, okay? It's always about money, threats, all of this stuff. It's ridiculous. Do what we say or we'll ruin your life. We're going to call up all our friends and we'll just start writing hit pieces about you and we'll destroy you. Do what we say or we'll have you canceled. We'll have your sponsorships dropped. Do what we say or we'll make sure that you're fired. We'll put pressure so that you can't earn an income. If you're still not going to listen to us and you survive that, we're going to sue you for everything you have. You guys suck, okay? We don't care about your money. We are tired of it. This reveals who you are, not who I am. The truth should be enough. I've offered him my platform. If there is more you'd like to say, Bill, things you'd like to clarify, again, my platform is yours, even though I know you're so highfalutin and above us. He even says in that tweet, by the way, he's like, and the fact that she monetized her video, something along those lines, like talking about yesterday's episode, oh my God, how can she read ads? Oh, are you the same Bill Ackman that made an absurd amount of money while we were in COVID lockdowns and we couldn't work? Are you the same Bill Ackman who like turned that into like billions? I'm pretty sure you are. So maybe check yourself, okay? I'm so sick of this. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Are we allowed to do that? Or you're going to sue me. You're going to crush me. You're going to impoverish us all. Why are you guys like this is my question. Laura Loomer in too. This is like how Bill, I guess, wins the argument. They're like, Bill Ackman gave $1 million, Candace. What did you give? What did you give? I don't know. 2 years of my effing life to Charlie, helping him build things. Why is everything about money to you? Why do you think having money makes you a decent human being? Why are you so soulless? What is wrong with you? Do you understand that spiritually something is wrong with you? If your instinct, just so you guys know, regular people don't behave like that. I want you to know, because I don't think you recognize your own flaws. When regular people have like a little tiff, they just have a conversation, okay? So like if I have a disagreement and I say it's not what I did, I don't say I'm going to destroy your life, okay? I'm going to make you lose your job, and I'm going
I know we cut that a little bit short, not meaning to, but I think it just kind of glitched out, but there wasn't much left there. I think she's spot on here. You know, these powerful people have gotten so incredibly powerful. They've taken the place of government. It's like they are above government. I think that very, definition is fascism. Right? When these powerful entities have so much control that they can activate government to mandate things, they can activate government to make regulations. And that's what ends up happening is these very elite people with all this money and power are controlling everything. And then the threat is, oh my gosh, I can't really do this on my own. I need this backing. Let me just tell you, it was just announced yesterday, that the Daily Wire donated $1 million to Turning Point USA. I think that's wonderful, but I don't understand it. Okay. Because I run a business. This is my business. And I have to work really hard every day to keep this show going. I have to work really hard every day. I have to do assessments. I have to connect people to real solutions for health. I have to really make an impact on people so that I'm valuable to them, right? That's what I have to do. I have to be of value in the marketplace. That's important work, but it is work, right? I have to work at that. I can't just come in and do a show. Nobody funds me. And if you remember, just a few short months ago, Daily Wire was in bankruptcy. They had overshot their goals, I believe, trying to become movie makers. Not just a source for news, but movie makers. And they were bankrupt. How'd they turn that around so quickly that they're able to donate $1 million to Turning Point USA? Just asking. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty. They're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit c60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
Support small business. PumpkinCreekRanchCo.com. Best place to get your beef. Regenerative farmed, wonderful family operation. That's PumpkinCreekRanchCo.com. Use promo code TAMMY to get yourself some powerful nutrition and support a local operation as well. Local to Northern Colorado and Colorado, but they also ship anywhere. So, check out all the deals they have, and you can use promo code TAMMY to get a nice little discount as well. PumpkinCreekRanchCo.com. I guess what I'm saying is this the type of culture that we want to nurture in America, where our priority is money, 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 stuff. And looking at some of these younger people, like I mentioned, this gal's video about, and there was no shame in it, like really, just really gross. Really, really gross. Hopefully that guy never takes her out again, Hopefully he gets away from her. But I don't think that's uncommon. That's the thing. Talking with young people and stuff, I don't think it's uncommon. How did we get here that these people are so soulless, where it's all about money, it's all about flash, it's all about material items? You got a rude awakening. Like, imagine what these people are going to feel like if they have any conscience left at all at 50, right? Because if you've hit 50, 50's a year. It's a year. You start thinking, well, what's my life all about? You have this realization that there should be a little more. If you're lucky, you maybe start feeling that way before you're 50, like I did. But it's definitely, you know, there's seasons in life and we all go through these things. And if you still have a little bit of a conscience left, I hope these girls that I'm seeing and these guys, I'm not just picking on girls here, but I feel bad, you know, like it just made me feel sad and bad. And I'm like, why are we just so, you know, everything is, you know, money, 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 money. I get it. You got to pay your bills. I know. But it's beyond that, you know, and I guess it's for power and control. And it works. It works, right? Because, you know, very difficult to start an independent show. Let me tell you, it's the hardest thing I have ever done in my life is Naturally Inspired. So hard. But I persevere because it is my passion. I really do want to make a difference in our culture and bring people back to some common sense and claim American culture. It's your home. I noticed a switch, you know, with it was like in personal development, especially. It's like, oh, you know, like buy this and buy that. And you got to be rich. You got to be successful. You got to do this. Well, okay, cool. I'm for all that. Like create your reality. Great. That's awesome. But like when they start talking about like, don't own anything, you know, how are we going to shape a culture when we don't have a stake in it? You know, you're living in a country. The dream should be to own a little piece of it. Your little piece of land. Doesn't matter how big it is, you know, but it's your land in your country. And these are your values. And cool, you live over there. Awesome. Might visit you sometime. Check it out, you know. But you're choosing to live in this country because we all kind of adhere to a certain set of values and it's coherence, right? We want to be here. If you're saying you hate it here, then you shouldn't be here. You don't belong here if you can't handle the freedom here, right? You want to shut people up. You want to kill people because you don't like what they're saying. Like, what are you doing here? You're ruining it for everybody else is what you're doing. You're ruining it for everybody else. And I think the way back is claiming it. Like, listen, these are American values. This is what we're going to do. We're going to let everybody, you know, practice their own religion, but we're not going to adopt it into our state culture, right? Into our legislation, into our laws. You know, that was the whole thing. Freedom of religion. Sure. Yep. Go ahead. Do what you want. But we're not all doing it. And I don't know how we got so far away from that. That now we're to a point where you don't like what somebody says and you think you're entitled to kill them. It's got to be something to do with the money, you know, and the power of it all. Here's another way that we're captured. This is from Breitbart. So this is an exclusive story from Breitbart. Autism and vaccine scientist arrested for allegedly stealing $1 million from the CDC. Did you hear me say that your science is bought? These are the people that you're turning to get to advise you, right? So a Danish researcher central to the debate over vaccines and autism and sought for a decade by U.S. authorities has been arrested in Germany and faces extradition to the U.S. to be tried on charges of stealing $1 million in research money. Paul Thorson, 64, was indicted by a federal grand jury in Atlanta, Georgia in 2011 on 22 counts of wire fraud and money laundering, but has escaped prosecution in the U.S. because Denmark has chosen not to extradite him, according to previous reports. The arrest is especially significant to the MAHA movement because Thorson, who is also a physician, is one of the authors of a 2003 study considered the, quote, gold standard in determining there is no link between autism and vaccines containing a preservative called thimerosal. Can you put the pieces together at what might have happened there? Safe vaccine advocates have alleged that the study was deceptive and fatally flawed. No, you don't say. This is not an isolated incident. Like I said, when I started, interviewing researchers and doctors and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a medical doctor. And then when I got in there and I found out just how crazy it was and how you were actually just a pill pusher, I went to chiropractic school, or I became a functional medicine practitioner, or I turned to a different modality. Like, this is actually not a secret. And the people that accept it and they're just like, well, they're part of it. This is not an isolated incident. And Aaron Siri pointed that out on X. This is one of many. This is one of many. And these are the people, that are supposed to be put in charge with your health, with the health of your children. They're demanding you go get that hepatitis vaccine first day of life. You need it. Also, I'm gonna allegedly commit fraud on some scientific paper so we can just push these products through. Allegedly. I would take one damn thing they said and implement it into my life. When someone's lying to you, come on. They're lying to you. Ted Cruz, I'm playing this because I just think, Ted's really championing for this. It's very interesting. Watch this clip. This is Ted Cruz on artificial intelligence.
Jobs and productivity. AI right now, we are in a race with China, and if we lose the race to China on AI, the consequences will be devastating. They'll be devastating for jobs in the United States. They'll be devastating for prosperity in the United States. And they'll also be devastating for global values, because whoever wins the race for AI, that nation's values are going to be reflected in AI. If China wins the race for AI, AI will be a tool for global surveillance and control as carried out by a communist nation. So we cannot lose that race. Jobs.
Fear, 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 and more fear, right? So we got to get to the race with the artificial intelligence before China does, because communism, because we have fascism going on here right now. And you want to push this through on the premise that, we've got to do it before China does. We got to have some serious conversations about artificial intelligence. And you don't want to have them. Nobody wants to have them because the race. We can't risk regulating anything in artificial intelligence, because if we do, then China will beat us to it. Do you see what's going on here? China is not that much. They're not farther ahead. And they already have some major societal problems, right? With their surveillance and all of that stuff that's going on. They're not farther ahead in the technology. They're just, it's easier to implement there because their population's enslaved. And if you want to be enslaved, then you'll buy into that story. And you'll let AI go on unregulated, no discussion about it, and you'll find yourself in a prison planet. Thank you very much, Ted Cruz. Stay tuned. I got your health topic next, and you're not going to want to miss this one. Strategies for people over 40 with nutrition. Be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
Listen, get your diet right. Supplement with some key vitamins, minerals, a little collagen. I'm telling you, you can feel a whole lot better than you've been feeling for the last few years. And if you feel like, I'm destined for this is just how it is, I'm getting older, please listen to this next segment, okay? It does not have to be that way. Book your 30-minute free assessment with me at naturalinspiredstore.com. That's the first step. But listen, here are simple diet strategies for people over 40. All hope is not lost, okay? Just boiling it down, to some simple steps. First of all, why? Why does this happen? Is this just an age thing and we're destined to it and there's nothing we can do about it? No. Here's what happens, okay? So loss of muscle mass is called sarcopenia. After about age 30, we naturally lose 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade if we don't actively work to preserve it, okay? So muscle is a metabolically active tissue. It burns more energy even at rest. So less muscle equals slower metabolism. Here's what you do. You gotta work against it, right? You gotta strength train, and you must get adequate amounts of protein. I say 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So, for most people, that means somewhere between 30 and 50 grams of protein per meal. Okay? Huge. Talk about turning the ship around. That right there is a huge thing, right? Your insulin sensitivity declines. So cells become less responsive to insulin over time, especially with a history of a high carbohydrate diet. So you like your pasta, you like your bread, you like your rice cakes, you like your chips, all that stuff, right? And when you start to get a little bit older, insulin sensitivity declines. So what happens is cells become less responsive to insulin over time, especially with a history of high carbohydrate stress and just plain old inactivity. So glucose stays elevated longer, leading to fat storage and higher risk of metabolic disease. What's the solution? Low carbohydrate, high protein, healthy fat, and periods of fasting too can help lower insulin and restore sensitivity. Now, wait. Doesn't mean you fast for 23 hours a day, every day, right? And then you just eat in a little tiny window and that's it. That's a lot of stress on your body. And for some reason, fasting has become like some kind of like champion, give me a trophy type of thing. I fasted for 23 hours. I fasted for 23 hours. And you know what I mean? Calm down. 16 and 8 is great. And you just don't want to be grazing all day long. That's the issue. Right? And if it's 16 hours that you're not eating, well, hopefully 8 of those you're sleeping, and then a little bit in the morning, you can get active before you eat your first and break fast, and then stop before you go to bed, 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. Eat in a window. But this like crazy fasting stuff, I mean, okay, if you're are you training for the Olympics? Like what's the goal here, I guess, is what, if you're battling a chronic serious disease, then by all means, fasting is a wonderful tool. But if you're just trying to get healthy and stay healthy, you're putting a lot of stress on your body with the fasting for so long, so dramatic. Just give your body a good window to eat in. I like 16 and 8. I think it's wonderful. Okay. Hormonal shifts. So women, estrogen drops during menopause, affecting fat distribution and energy regulation. In men, testosterone gradually declines, reducing muscle building capacity. And also thyroid activity can slow. And in our culture, in our world, it's very common because, the thyroid's affected by toxic exposure. So it's really worth it to eliminate, personal cosmetic things and cleaners and all that stuff in your home. It's really worth it. So all of these things kind of lower metabolic drive. And here's the solution. Support your hormones naturally with good sleep, with supplementation, with strength training, omega-3s, micronutrients, right? And also stress management. Okay. If you're not taking time away from technology, if you're not getting into nature, if you're not finding a way to connect outside of the portal, outside of the chaos of life, then you are living in stress, whether you want to recognize it or not. So make sure you're taking time away from that. Mitochondrial function weakens. So the power plants of the cells don't work as efficiently with age, leading to reduced energy production. So that's slower calorie burning, more fatigue. Movement is a great way to improve your mitochondrial function. Cold exposure can be, it's not for everybody. Eating in a window, and then supplementation. Also, got good nutrition in, right? The Cellular Reset is a wonderful polyphenol dense product that supports mitochondria specifically. Lifestyle accumulation. So decades of processed food, drinking, partying, being young. It does add up. It does add up, and especially toxic exposure, stress, and then poor sleep on top of that, it compounds, and it leads to chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, damaged metabolic pathways. So go clean with your diet, right? Your metabolism slows with age because of muscle loss, insulin resistant, hormones that decline, and just weaker mitochondria. But that doesn't mean you're stuck there. You can turn that around dramatically. Number one, build every meal around protein, right? Protein is muscle sparing, supports satiety, has a higher thermic effect, which means it burns more calories during digestion. Ben Bickman, who I like a lot, his work, he talks a lot about preserving lean mass, and it's critical because muscle tissue is the primary sink for glucose disposal, reducing insulin resistance. Muscle. It's king and queen. Prioritize healthy fats, not carbohydrates, right? So using butter, don't be afraid of full fat dairy. Use your avocado, use your olive oil, your coconut oil, even fatty cuts of meat. This is all stuff that you were told, not good, not good. And it's actually the opposite. The research is proving it's actually the opposite. Your body needs to be able to identify food, not, this fake food. Our bodies don't even know what to do with it. So let's move along here because I want to make sure eliminating sugar and refined carbs entirely. So skip the bread, skip the pasta, skip the rice, the cereal, the fruit juices, all the sweets, because sugars spike insulin dramatically. And research shows that chronic insulin elevation is at the heart of obesity, diabetes, fatty liver, and even some cancers. Keeping carbs near zero allows insulin to stay low and steady. Eat within a defined window, like I talked about, right? Because fasting periods allow insulin to fall even lower, giving the body time to mobilize stored fat and improve mitochondrial efficiency. Hydration with electrolytes, right? Not just a bunch of plain water. You want to make sure you're getting electrolytes in because low insulin causes kidneys to release sodium and water. Balancing electrolytes prevents fatigue, headaches, and muscle cramps. And that can be common when you're transitioning into more of a protein-based diet, high fat, and healthier metabolism. Avoid constant snacking, eating full meals. Give your body time in between them. Frequent eating keeps insulin elevated, and that stresses the insulin should come down between meals to restore insulin sensitivity. It gives it a little bit of time so that, again, fasting is a tool. It's good. But this dramatic fasting, I'm really concerned about because I think it's the body's not, knowing when it's going to eat again. And that can keep you in a high cortisol space. And of course, it's hard to lose weight when you're, pumping out cortisol and you're in fight or flight stuck. Track your progress by energy and waistline, not just the scale. Do you have more energy? How are you feeling? How's your mood? How's your skin? How's your hair? How's your mobility? It's not all about the scale. The scale will move when you start making the changes consistently, a little bit over time. Thanks for joining me, everybody, today. See you tomorrow. This has been Naturally Inspired Radio.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.